Good morning, beautiful and exciting Thursday morning. It's the 24th of February and it's my brother's birthday. Happy birthday to you, Olatunde Badewale. I'm just glad, that I get to celebrate the birthday with you. How old are you now, sir? How old are you? Let me not tell people on national television, but happy birthday to you, bro. May the Lord bless and keep you. Thank you for being a good big brother. Thank you. All right, my name is Tomisi, and of course, I like to come every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning to spend time with you, and of course, help you to navigate the day properly by giving you the right information, what has been in the papers, and some very important information about issues that will likely catch your attention. When I come on Thursdays like this, we talk politics, we talk issues of life, and we definitely will be focusing on power today. My name, of course, Tomisi, but my guests this morning, they can call me anything. The person on my right-hand side is practically going to, want to chop my head off by the time I start. Mr. Ayeni Akinola Ayeni is right with us this morning from Ikeja Electric. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tomisi, and good morning, all the listeners.
And Mr. Akifatuke is back here this morning again. Of course, Mr. Akifatuke, the state man, and chartered fellow accountant. It's a pleasure to always have Mr. Akifatuke on the Bumper Breakfast. Good morning, sir. Good to have you.
Good morning, Tomisi, and good morning, Nigerians. Happy birthday to your brother.
The stories that made the front page of the papers, of course, I ran through that. And right after running through that, we're going to be hitting the ground running with our conversations for this morning. The Orumolusi of the Jebu Igbo was presented, who got his staff of office and certificate, yesterday after a 28-year interregnum at Ijebu, Ogun State. Olori Bolanle and Oba Jayoba Adebajo, the governor of Abiodun presented the staff of office. So congratulations to the royal family. Ijebu Agog as Abiodun installs new Urumolusi. NNPC distributes 387 million litres of petrol in 1 week. Buhari may sign Electoral Act Amendment Bill tomorrow. Review of 1999 Constitution Reps Committee makes 68 recommendations. Aisha Buhari at the National Assembly to witness laying of report. Nigerian Tribune still has other stories like Osun PDP World Congress, 2 killed, many injured as supporters clash. Ukraine declares state of emergency, orders citizens to leave Russia. States should control their resources. Additional is talking. Says Nigeria's diversity is being mismanaged. Federal government has to meet to reconvene on the 28th of February. Zamfara Assembly removes Guso. Matawale swears in Senator Nasiha as the new deputy governor. Court orders interim for feature of 10 properties of Yari to the federal government, and declares suspected terrorist leaders wanted. Senate tells the federal government. All right, those are stories that made the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. Quickly to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian, quite bulky this morning, I think has a bit of advertisement. Nasarawa State congratulating, welcomes President Muhammadu Buhari, to their states to commission the Lafia Cargo Airport, Power Substation, Central Bank, and of course modern bus terminals, Federal Secretariat and Township roads today, 24th of February 2022. The Guardian newspaper has the banner headline, Fake OK's 58 billion contracts for works, humanitarian affairs. Government fixes February 28 to resolve issues with ASU. Quite an interesting one. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, World Bank Global Director, Health, Nutrition, Population, Dr. Juan Pablo Uribe, Chief Executive Gavi, Dr. Seth Berkeley, Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi, and WHO Special Envoy Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator, Dr. Ayode Alakija. Picture story of the Guardian newspaper telling us all about that. How to Restructure Nigeria by AFDB, President Akinwumi Adesina talking, clarifies why older generation must give way to young. Agbakoba Abdullahi has its unveil next president. Right, NNPC releases distribution details of 387.5 million litres of petrol to solve scarcity. Constitution review splits. Attorney General Justice Minister's Office Buhari will sign electoral bill on Friday, says presidency source. Nasiha replaces impeached Kuso as Zamfara deputy governor. All right, government fixes 28th of February to resolve issues with ASU. That's also, those are the stories on the front page of The Guardian. Moving straight to the Punch newspaper. Constitution amendment outrages National Assembly considers life pension for presiding officers. It's wasteful, self-centered, rejected, CSOs tell lawmakers. It's financial burden. Committee recommends pension for Senate President, Speaker, deputies. Really? Like seriously right now? Like seriously? All right, so the Punch newspaper is still talking about constitution amendment. Fire destroys finance ministry in inverter room. Buhari signs electoral bill on Friday. CSO suspend protest. Hoodlums guarded by cops. Soldiers demolish structures in Lagos slum. Benin Egba have historic similarities. Ewuare says Ewuare is second. And court orders the interim forfeiture of Yari's U.S. properties and orders. Ogun pastor rapes member during deliverance from spirit husband. Federal government school feeding costs 100 naira per child. Scheme to go up 1 billion naira daily. Fuel scarcity persists as NNPC releases 387.6 million litres of fuel. Reps dipping probe Ohantu Duke Oil insists government approved the dirty fuel. As strike continues, ASU insists Ngige pleads with union. $1.04 billion spent on fuel imports in 2021, says CBN, and the current system suffocating Nigerians. That's coming from Kuka. LCCI others back National Assembly on proposed railways, airports, power decentralization. Right? And I move lastly, the Nation newspaper. Aregbeshola's man asked courts to void Oyetola's victory. As coming from Moshood Adeoti, airlines lost $60 million to bird strikes in 1 year. Court orders for feature of 10 properties linked to Yari. IMF calls for banks recapitalization. COVID-19 hits the sector. Battle for APC top post shifts to zones. And Zamfara gets new deputy governor after Gusau sack. Oshu PDP elects 996 delegates for March 7 primary. Lagos CJ frees 33 lawmakers to vote on VAT. Power devolution, others. Constitution review enters crucial stage. Speaker to reps, you must participate. And of course, you have the picture story. Up in flames, a sports utility vehicle set ablaze by a political fog during the Oshu State People's Democratic Party Delegates Congress in Ikpetumodu yesterday. The injured PDP members, of course, you see the pages, the front page of the Nation newspaper shows you the picture of the burning vehicle and, of course, the picture of the members of the PDP who were injured in that clash. Violence mars Oshu PDP World Delegates poll, and NDLEA destroys 255 hectares of hemp farms in Ondo. Fire God's Ministry's basement. Immunity for lawmakers, decentralization. This is the Constitution review. I'm just wondering, all right? Immunity for lawmakers, decentralization of railways, airports, electricity transmission measure for Abuja, indigenship, citizenship rights, financial autonomy for houses of assembly and councils. Those are stories, of course, that made the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. A quick break. When we return from this break, we'll be talking straight about the papers.
Do you have continuity or association plan for your business?
Has anyone shared the concept of sustainability with you?
What about the need to protect the rights of minority shareholders?
What are those ingredients germane to having effective meetings?
For these and many more, tune into Corporate Governance Platform every Thursday on MITV, your darling station, on DSTV 255 and UHF 43 at 4:30 p.m.
Corporate Governance Platform is your best medium for informative and educative strategies for the practice of the corporate governance profession.
Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
This is your radio. This is your radio.
Star FM 101.5 gives you the best of music, news, talk, entertainment, and sports like never before. We give you incisive news every hour, quality music, and sports all day round. Listen to the most entertaining, creative morning show on radio as Star FM gives you top newspaper review, headlines about politics, business, crime, events, and entertainment stories between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. Our midday show gives you classic, up-tempo, and contemporary urban music to start your day and get you energized. Between 10 to 12 noon daily, we serve it fresh. Now, take your lunch with us on Lunch Hour Show between 12 noon and 2 p.m. as we pack you with good mix of music loaded with interactive live chart, comedy, game shows, and current events. Our Word of Sports on Star FM comes on daily at the 5 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, and 10 o'clock hour. Daily on Star. Our Evening Belt showcase a mix of urban music, oldies laced with big jokes, talent on shows, and relationships. You don't want to miss is the PM Crew. And round up your day with us on Body and Soul, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily with the very best of rhythm and blues, cool music to take you to Wonderland. Join us daily as we give you the very best of music, news, sports, talk, and all-round entertainment. Star FM 101.5, entertaining you all the time. Star FM, your favorite radio station. Star FM on DSTV 869.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. Of course, we've been looking at the stories in the papers, but we'll begin our conversation this morning with constitutional review. And constitutional review, basically, we're going to be talking about some of the provisions and some of the interesting things that, is being slotted into the 1999 Constitution, so it could be amended. Now, another attempt to review the 1999 Constitution will be wrapped up at the National Assembly when lawmakers vote on 67 bills from Tuesday. That was 2 days ago. Now, you have the Joint Constitution Review Committee has proposed 67 bills, each on all the items being proposed for amendment. Yesterday, the First Lady, was at the National Assembly, of course, to see and to witness at the laying down of the report. The report of the Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution, the 5th Alteration Bills 2022, was laid by the Deputy Senate President Ovie Omo Agege. And the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Washi, also did the same at the Green Chambers. Both the Red Chamber and the Green Chamber will vote to adopt and reject the 67 bills proposed by the Joint Committee of the report. These are some of the highlights. Immunity for lawmakers. I find it interesting that we're talking about immunity for lawmakers while we are reviewing the Constitution. Pension for Speaker, a pension basically for Senate Presidents, the Speaker and deputies. I'm wondering, Mr. Fasuke, what do you think about those provisions, those two?
Thank you very much, Tomis. You are wondering, I am not wondering, and people who have been speaking and speaking out over time on Nigeria will not be wondering. I'm not going to be very pretentious to tell you that we are being driven deeper and deeper into the abyss. One word, Tomisi, Nigeria is not ready for democracy. We are not ready for democracy, or I would say democracy has been the government of the people, for the people, and by the people in the way that is supposed to be structured. It's kinikon in Nigeria. That's number one. You say you are wondering. Was the way Nigerian state was wondering? I'm going to say it. Was the way Nigerian state was wondering on or before January 15, 1966, when Nigeria became ungovernable? First point. Second point, in 2022, we see a new wave of unrest. I'm talking about military takeover in some sub-Saharan Africa. I will not say more than that. Two things. We are running on a template that will get us nowhere. Elections or no elections, the template, we are in a vehicle. I would have said a vehicle that has no extra tire. But we are in a vehicle that has no two tires in front. I don't know how you can do a Molanke, cash pushing. I think you are going to get in there. Consider two things. With due respect, the First Lady was at the National Assembly, canvassing for what? People like you. Oh,
Affirmative
action. Affirmative action. We want women to be given certain things and stuff like that.
Oh, I like the way the Senate President responded. He did say that commensurate, so that women will be considered in, commensurate to our population. And I think we're more.
My point is this. By the grace of God, I'm a chartered accountant. And it's something that had to do with a lot of sweat. In all my years of preparing to be a chartered accountant, women led the whole of the federation. They came first, they were coming second, they were coming third. So what are we talking about? I think it belittles the issue about women, affirmative action. How are you going to practice that in a democracy? It's going to be confusion upon confusion. Add that one on to, for crying out loud, people in the National Assembly are asking that they should introduce immunity clause at a time when Nigeria is virtually on its knees. In other words, all the cries and the hues that we have been talking about, even those who have immunity now, that have been thoroughly mismanaged. There are advantages and disadvantages to it. We imported it, but it got to us and we have mismanaged it, and they are now extending it there. Tomisi.
Yes.
And you believe or you think that, in a manner of speaking, people are not watching? We are getting into a state of anomy.
Well, how did they get to the point of introducing something like immunity for lawmakers in the first place?
Is not taken. When you ride the back of the tiger, you eventually will end up in it.
In its belly.
In the belly. So a word is enough for the discerning. Thank you.
Another part of it is the decentralization of railways, airports, electricity transmission, which brings me to the other part of expectation of Nigerians when they talk about this constitution review. I like the fact that you went straight to the affirmative action. I was watching a video of some of my egbons in broadcasting a couple of weeks ago on Instagram. It was sponsored, and they were talking about how much they were able to get. I think we were talking about 10% or thereabout. We couldn't get 30%, and then we're talking about at least we have gotten 10%. I felt appalled, I felt annoyed, I was angry that we are celebrating a 10% or less than a 35% affirmative. I mean, how can it be the global agreement? And places like Rwanda even did much more.
since the Beijing Accord during Abacha's time, it's always been mouth.
Pay lip service.
And again, like I say, you should not plant tomatoes and expect that you are going to reap corns.
Must we write those things down? It must still be written. That's my question here. Must we write them? If you send your girl to school, don't you expect her to want to, go to the National Assembly and possibly become a senator? The First Lady is asking that they have more female legislators. Is that supposed to be written down for her? Aren't we supposed to just naturally know that the way men vie for the position, women are also supposed to do that?
It's a way of saying, yes, we believe in democracy. Yes, things have not gone out right. And so there should now be in black and white print things that rather than take us forward, will continue to take us backwards. There are constitutions that are unwritten. There are ethical and moral positiveness about men and women in other climes. And they are climbing the stairs. Women are leading some of the most advanced countries in the world today.
Yeah.
Women led, I mean, if I talk about Angela Merkel as an example, dusted all men
in Europe
elsewhere. So why are you not trying to limit women? I believe that a woman or women should be at helm of affairs. Basically, because not only are they qualified, but they will dust me and my namesake Aki there. They will dust us in an open debate.
And I'm not asking the question. Must we write these things down?
We are writing them down because we want to be rough in a straight jacket, pure and simple, for ends that are totally or non-altruistic, not positive. And like the Beijing affirmation, they will always say, yeah, we've done it too, we've done it too. The next we are going to hear from these innately wicked minds that we have is, well, we've given it to them, none of them is coming out. That's the next we are going to continue to hear. What we really need, make it an open field. Yes, we've been tinkering the fact that, yeah, if a woman is going to come on, the cost of participation can be reduced. You don't have to write that down. That can be part of what different parties can decide to do. During the NSAS protest, we saw what our youths did. We saw women. We saw men. There was no demarcation. It's the quality of the gray matter that you have up there. And your positiveness to want to effect change using technology. Our women, whether in fintech, whether in technology, whether flying in the space, whether everywhere, are doing very, very, very well. However, to me, I just say that we have an Achilles heel. Part of the Achilles heel is that because we are many nations in one, in some areas, I am talking the way I'm talking. I'm sure my counterparts with the same level of education, blah, 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 in some other areas will not speak this way. Why? Because they see the situation that a woman, because of certain culture, must be in the bedroom always.
Okay.
As if men don't go to bedrooms too.
Mr. Vaduke.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vaduke.
Yes, ma'am.
Be careful.
I'm very, very careful.
Because women do go to bedrooms to meet. No, don't forget that they take permission to go to bedrooms.
Oh, they take permission to.
But no, they are ordered into the bed.
Ordered.
But let me just go straight to another part of this review. It's about power distribution, and one of the things that when I see that there's going to be a decentralization of electricity transmission, I don't think that transmission is our problem. I think distribution is the biggest thing that is our problem. But of course, Mr. Akiola can talk to me about that this morning.
Yeah.
What is your problem, maybe Kenya Electric or distribution? are you our problem, or is transmission our problem, or generation is our problem? Why do Nigerians, why don't we have power?
Yeah, thank you, Tomisin, and thank you, Mr. King.
Thank you.
You know, we have what we call power value chain in the system. For instance, we have what we call the gas company. Those are the people in power value chain. I will start from gas company, not from generation alone, because the generation, or most of the generating companies operate in gas, on water too. But if we look at it, most of the generating companies operate on gas. So we have the gas company, we have the generation company, we have the transmission company, and we have the distribution company. So invariably, whatever is generated from the generation will be transmitted to the will to the transmission.
Okay.
And the transmission now will later maybe send it to the distribution company
Okay.
to distribute to customers. So if any of the power value chain is affected one way or the other, it will affect all the system, especially those people that are at the end of consumption, which are our customers. I think you understand.
Yes.
So invariably, for distribution company, it is whatever we are getting from the national grid, from the transmission, that we distribute to our customers. On average, on daily basis, we get maybe 500 to 600 megawatts, and the required maybe power that
For,
we
say,
need
Lagos.
for our customers, at
For-
least for Lagos,
for
we would
Ikeja
need-
Electric.
we need nothing less than more than 1,000 megawatts to give
Okay.
to our customers.
So basically you
But
get
in a
less.
situation where we are getting maybe about 500, 400 at times, then which means there is shortage of power supply. So basically, it depends on whatever is generating from the system, from the whole Nigeria as a whole. And the whole power that is being generated, they cannot give to Lagos State alone or give to Ikeja Electric alone. You
Yes.
have to share it through the national grid to all the distribution company across Nigeria. So whatever we are getting, what
So
we
for
do-
example, let's assume that you get 600 megawatts.
yeah, what we do. is
What,
that-
what, what does Ikeja Electric cover? And that is just Ikeja, not
Very good.
Eko and Ikeja.
Very good. Ikeja Electric, under Ikeja Electric, we have about 6 business units. We have Ikorodu, we have Ikeja, we have Shomolu, we have Abule Egba, we have Akowonjo, and we have Oshodi business unit. For instance, Ikorodu business unit cover the whole of Ikorodu, Agbowa, what's the name of that town again after Ikorodu? Imota, and there is a big town.
Ogijo.
Yeah, Ogijo, it covers all those areas. It's Epe I want to mention. Yeah, Ikosi area. Down to even Ajegunle here. That
Okay.
is where Ikorodu business unit cover. And we have Shomolu business unit. Shomolu business unit cover the whole of Pangrove, Onipan, K2, My 12, Agility, Ikosi area,
Okay.
and part of Mushin area.
Okay.
That is where Shomolu business unit cover. Why Ikeja business unit cover the whole of Ikeja, Oba Ankara area, you know,
Ogba.
this Ogba, all those
Magodo.
area. Magodo is being covered by Shomolu business
Shomolu.
unit. Shomolu business unit cover the whole of Onipan, Pangrove, K2, Agri.
What about Isheri?
Isheri is under part of Isheri is under Shomolu business
Still
unit.
part of Shomolu.
Yes, but the other side of Isheri, when you go to
Ogudu,
Ogudu, is under Ikeja. There
Okay.
are some areas that are under Ikeja, and we have all the way from Ogudu here, from Ojudu down to Akute, Lagbole, Okearo, Ishaga. All those areas are being covered by Abule Egba business unit, and the whole of Alimosho area
Okay.
is being covered by
Ogbeda.
Akowonjo business unit. Why Oshodi covers the whole of Oshodi, Okota
Isolo.
area, Isolo, all those areas.
Festac.
Festac is under Eco
Distribution.
Disco.
So Surulere,
but
all the
we
way to
have
Festac.
part of Amuwodofin
Okay.
down here is being covered by Ikeja
Oshodi.
Electric, Oshodi business unit.
Okay. Now, we've talked about the distribution, the mapping,
Yeah.
basically. When people have issues with power, who do they go to?
Yes, we have various channels of communications in Ikeja.
No, but I'm not even
No,
talking
just
about
wait, I will tell you-
your
I will tell you
communication.
this, I will
Should
tell
we
you
be
this.
holding the Genco, the Disco?
Okay,
Oh.
in terms of power supply.
Yes, now.
No, we are the one interfacing.
So you
with
are the
customers.
problem.
We are not saying we are the problem. We are the one interfacing the customers.
With customers,
With the
okay.
customers. So definitely, customer will prefer to come to Ikeja Electric.
They will prefer, or they should come to Ikeja Electric.
No, they should come to Ikeja Electric because we are the one interfacing with them.
Okay.
They don't want to know what is going on in the transmission
of course.
or generation. But then we are the one that is liaising with other segment of the power.
So what would decentralization now mean if they decentralize the distribution, the transmission? Is it possible to solve? Is it going to solve some of these major issues because Nigerians get poor electricity?
No, they are interrelated. There is no way maybe they can decentralize them. Number one, distribution company alone cannot stand alone without transmission.
Yes.
And transmission company cannot stand alone without even generation and distribution company.
Okay.
So they have to collaborate and work together to ensure that power is given to all Nigerians.
And then when we now have complaints, they tell us to go to a place called NERC.
Yes. You see...
But people have assumed that NERC is an extension of the distribution companies. Because major issues that you take there, according to the people who have gone there, do not get resolved.
They actually do, but depends on the nature of that complaints. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, they are the regulators of the power sector.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we are doing today and whatever idea or whatever we are trying to implement must pass through the regulators. We have to sit down with them. This is what we are implementing. This is what we want to carry out in our network. And they will have to at least agree with us and even approve it before we now implement such a policy in any of the power sector, be generation, transmission, and distribution company. So they are the one regulating us. Even whatever we want to do, we must pass through them. We cannot implement anything without them.
I want to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're opening up the phone lines and you get to talk. Mr. Fatuka lives in one area, I live in another area. You viewers live in other areas as well. Let's ask questions. Why do I have poor electricity in my area? 08064738133 will be the number to call. You send an SMS, you send a WhatsApp message, and we get to talk to Mr. Akinola Ayeni. Of course, we get to talk to Ikeja Electric this morning. Let me take a break. I'll be back.
Michael Agbaje World Outreach declares the Apostolic Fire Anointing Night with the theme, All Things Are Possible. Come lay at Jesus' feet all impossibilities in your life at the Apostolic Fire Anointing Night, happening live on the 25th of February 2022 at the Agege Stadium, Lagos. Ministering in songs, Lady Evangelist Tope Alabi, Lady Evangelist Adeyinka Alaseyori, and Evangelist Bidemi Olaoba.
The Bible says,
Host, Prophet Michael Agbaje, servant of the Lord Jesus Christ with the mandate of liberty, prophetic and evangelical calling. All things are possible at the Fire Anointing Night, Friday 25th February 2022 at Agege Stadium, Lagos. Time 9 p.m. till dawn. Come with a bottle of anointing oil. Jesus is Lord.
Welcome. You're currently on DSTV Compact. Ready to step up?
Let's do it!
Congratulations! DSTV has stepped you up to DSTV Premium. Enjoy all your favorite channels like a boss.
Step up to the next level on us. Upgrade your current DSTV package and we'll step you up to the next highest package at no extra cost.
Welcome back. A question here is why Nigerians get poor electricity, and we'll have Mr. Akinola Ayeni from Ikeja Electric in the studio. Remember, you can call to ask your questions. 08064738133 is the number to call. Hello, good morning. I do remember that when you call us, you turn down the volume of your TV set, first of all, so we can only hear you, not myself. I don't want to hear myself from the television. If you're trying to call, you cannot reach us, you send a text message or a WhatsApp message to the same number. Mr. Yeni, I live, okay, let's assume. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Oba Aziz.
Okay,
I'm going to be more precise.
Oba Wole, okay?
I'm Mr. Roland. I'm a CBA chairman.
Okay.
And I want to put a question to your guest there, please.
No problem.
With regards to these meters that they are distributing online.
Okay.
My point is this. If we are not getting a regular supply of electricity, but whatever you get, you pay for it. And when you are paying for what you don't get, it becomes an issue. I've not really seen the distribution of prepaid meters the way we expected it. And some people of the community believe that there is a conspiracy to ensure that prepaid meters are not well distributed in order to keep encouraging estimated bills.
Okay.
So please, I want your guests to let us know what they are doing about the distribution of call-up prepaid meters. And even those that have been installed, they will deliberately refuse to link them up with the account number so that they can start recharging and be using the prepaid meter as you use and pay. So what is the present state of the distribution of prepaid meters as we speak?
Okay.
That is just my question.
Okay. Right, Mr. Ayeni.
Yes, thank you.
Remember, he's the CDA chairman.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Roland from,
From Obawole.
From Obawole. Yes, the present situation about the distribution of meters in Ikeja Electric, I can speak for Ikeja Electric. You know, before we have what we call Mr. Asset Provider. Initially, that was 2018, 2019, when people were asked to pay for meter, and people were paying for meter, and they were giving them for meter, and they were giving them meters. So later in 2020, because of the unavailability of meters at that point in time, that the meter was not coming the way it's supposed to be, our customers were agitating that they need to pay for meter, and the federal government now intervened by coming up with what we call the National Mass Metering Program, where customers were given meter free. And initially, what federal government promised that they will give the whole Nigerian at least maybe 5,000 meters. And out of that 5,000 meters, they came out because they cannot rule out the whole meter at once. So they now segmented it. Out of about the segmentation, they were able to come up with about 1 million meters. Out of that 1 million, Ikeja Electric was allocated with about 106,000 meters. And for those customers that register online through through map.ikejaelectric.com, we actually install those meters for those customers that register perfectly. But be as it may now, that was the first phase of that national mass metering. We call it zero phase of the national mass metering. We're supposed to have commenced the second phase, that is phase 1 of the national mass metering. But because the allocation has not come, so we find it very difficult to commence the phase 1 of that national mass metering. Hence, customers are agitating that they need meter and they would like to pay for meter. And
I thought meter was free at some point.
Yes, it was free. That was the time we were rolling out the national mass metering. That was the time we were rolling out the national mass metering. But now
customers have to pay for it.
We have exhausted the phase 0 of that national mass metering, waiting for the second phase of the
all right, turn down the volume of your TV set. I know you're on the line, but I cannot speak to you until that is done.
So that national mass metering we have completed, but what we are doing now, the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission has approved that any customer that is willing to pay for meter, they should allow them to pay for meter and get their meter under meter asset provider. That is MAP. That is meter asset provider. Those are the vendors. So that is what we are carrying out now. And for those customers that have registered perfectly and they have gotten their application reference number, all they need to do is to go to our website www.ikejaelectric.com/map customers. Then they update their information and then submit. It will come to our end.
But
we
then
know that this customer
becomes...
is ready to pay for meter, then we register their name and send it to the meter asset provider. Concerning the Conlog that he was talking about, the Conlog are actually one of our vendors. We have Mujek, we have Conlog who is covering Abule Egba business unit. And,
so you have different...
Yes, we have different vendors.
For different units.
So all those people, they are equally part of those people that are supposed to be giving meters to customers.
I want to come to Mr. Akifatuke's location. Do you have a prepaid meter?
Yes, I have a prepaid meter.
How much light do you enjoy in a week? Or maybe in a day?
Minus 20%.
Minus 20%, meaning how many hours per day?
Minus
20%.
Minus
basically.
Minus starts with 0.
Oh, yeah, one.
So I can explain my minus.
Okay.
So I have to go and be looking for fuel.
Okay.
With all the attendant risk. That's the measure of the minus 20%.
How many generators do you have? You must have over.
Half.
Oh, okay.
It was one, but it's now reduced to half. Since I'm a pensioner and I cannot quite afford, and people surrounding me depends on me providing water for them. They'll come and pray for me and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, pray for me.
So you pump water?
And give to them.
Yes. Okay, so you live in an environment where there is no power. And I know there is no power because I have an office in that environment as well, that I visit quite a lot. And I keep wondering, because when the bill comes, it's quite high. I think I have one of the bills here.
I will say something.
There's no meter and there's...
I will say something.
You have a meter, a prepaid meter, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have problem.
Talk is cheap, and it's easy for you to have asked me that question.
Yes.
And for me to cry out and say I don't have lights. Sorry, I don't have power. And I sympathize with
Mr. Ayeni.
Mr. Ayeni. He started by saying he can only give what he has. So
the power
I am not aware that the man has power and he's put it in his pocket.
Power is not something that we can even store. We cannot keep.
In other words, Mr. Ayeni, Madam Ojo, fellow Nigerians, and myself, we are just dancing naked. We are not getting to the roots
of the problem.
The root of the problem is that this gentleman who is sitting in front of me, or any gentleman that is an entrepreneur, is out to make reasonable profit.
Definitely.
And if he cannot make a profit, he cannot plow, he cannot invest.
Oh, you've called me before. Sorry. Hold on, Mr. Fasuke. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you calling from? Reduce the volume of your TV, sir. I can hear myself.
My name is Olariwaju, calling you from Abule Egba.
Please reduce the volume of your TV again. I can hear myself and I can hear you too.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I still can hear you, but your volume, the TV is giving this humming sound. Thank you. It's better now. Now talk to us. What's your question?
My question relates to Mr.
Or your complaint?
Yeah, I want to complain. Mr. Yen, are you hearing me? Good morning, sir.
I'm listening, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to my fellow daddy. So I want to complain about Abule Egba Life. So since we have been packing into the Akimo mystery and progress, we are having a lot of challenges. We are sharing our life 2 days on, 1 day off. And to the 2 day off, we are able to use any light. And they are giving us increasing bill, crazy bill every month.
So you don't have a prepaid meter?
I will buy first. We don't have prepaid meter. We applied for prepaid meter for so long. They didn't give us as what they are calling their office here, Emmanuel here, before Agege. So they are just giving us crazy bill every month.
How much was your bill last month?
The one they give us for January is 21,500.
How many flats was that?
It's not a even flat, just room and parlor. We are just 5. The
So-
downstairs too. It's the same amount they give us.
21,500.
Both upstairs and downstairs.
Okay, so how many hours of lights do you have in a day? How many hours?
I can't count it.
Okay.
I can't count it.
Do you enjoy the power?
We know at all.
Okay.
Concerning the sharing the light, 2 days off, 1 day on. I've never heard that since when I've been here. This is my 3 years in this Akinwumi Street. We are tired of this. Please,
Thank
Mr.
you very much.
Do something about this.
Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Turn down the volume of your TV set and please call us back. Hello, good morning. All right, so once I pick your call and your TV is on, I'm going to cut it off. Okay, this one says, unprepared. This is Daramola from Isaac Ayetori Tele. You can quickly write that. I am on prepaid meter under Ikeja Electric, Akomojo District. Last year, tariff was increased quietly. February this year, it has happened again. Why? Daramola from Ayetoro Italy. All right. We have this one says, dear Mr. IE, in fact, what did we do that made your company neglect us in our area? I've asked you what the area is. You said because I'm seeing you now is a miracle. Okay, you're looking at Mr. Ayeni. You've sent me 2 messages that you have started to buy candle, but you do not tell me your name and the location. Please put the name and the location so that we can get the right message across. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Alaja Adetoro.
Alaja
Adetoro.
Adetoro. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling at Bedago One Estate.
Bedago One Estate. So what's the problem?
My problem is that I'm using the pay.
Okay.
Then what is it that they are increasing their tariff?
Okay.
This February, when I went to return, they gave me some case this that is not even very small. And the light is not stable. Why are they doing all those things?
But you're using a prepaid meter.
Number 2 is that when they increase the tariff, they will not allow us to know because the first one they know that people talk about it. Then this one they do it silently. They will increase the tariff February 4th, which is bad.
Without announcing to the public. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning. Like I said, once you call and I hear myself or your TV echoing, I will cut off the call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello, good morning. I see Mr. Akinfatuke shaking his head right there, saying that tariff was increased without information to the customers. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Olukunle Fashina from Alimosho.
Olukunle Fashina from Alimosho. What's the problem? What's the challenge, sir?
Online today.
Thank you, sir.
Is not getting working. We don't know what to do. So I appreciate you one day in the meeting at the Kenya outside one day like that. One of my CDC chairman complained that he paid for prepaid meter. And you single-handedly ask him to see you, and honestly, within a week, and you restore a prepaid meter into that man's house. Despite the fact he's a CDC chairman, but we that are not a CDC or whatever, we are suffering. They are bringing bills. If they bring 20,000 today, in the next month they will bring 30. Currently, they are bringing 60,000 naira for a bungalow. At this house, they don't even have anything. They just this your marketer, what they call it? I will remember her name. She came to us and this is look at you for a customer meeting. We discussed a lot. So we don't know what to do. Prepaid meter, they didn't give us. So what is the line of action now? So please.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I can hear myself, okay? No longer. Tell us your name, where you call it from.
My name is Daniel. I'm calling from Abulegba.
Daniel from Abulegba, so talk to me.
Okay, I want to complain. My bill is being increased. I've asked my marketer to come and check my house. But I think I put it on Abulegba bus.
Okay.
It's a crazy bill. Last month, they gave me 28,000, and this month I'm hearing, because it's not even saying the bill, but they gave me 48,000, just a flat. And
do you produce bread?
Come and check. Man?
Do you produce bread?
No, I don't produce anything. I don't produce a single thing.
No pure water factory in your flat?
I even asked them to come and check my place.
Do you have a, so you don't have a prepaid meter?
I don't have a prepaid meter.
Okay, so another question is, how many hours of light do you enjoy per day?
Has he registered for prepaid meter?
Okay, I've requested for prepaid meter, but they're telling me that the account to pay the money is not available yet. I even told them not to connect me until prepaid meter, but they told me that if I don't get connected, I won't stand a chance to get prepaid meter. And that's why I connected. Now they started giving me crazy bills. 28,000, 48,000.
Okay, call your number. Daniel, call your number. What's your number? Your phone number?
Okay, I have two numbers. Should I call my MTN?
Just call anyone. Just anyone, because I'm about to cut you off.
080.
Yes.
60.
Yes.
16.
Yeah.
76.
Yeah.
38.
38. The last caller for this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Ali? From Agege. All right, so what's the challenge?
The issue is that we don't have prepaid meter in our area.
Okay.
But we don't have prepaid meter.
In your area at all?
They don't give us prepaid meter, and they always charge abnormally.
Okay. Have you registered for prepaid meter?
When they announced that they should give us, so we don't even know what to do.
Okay, so Mr. Ayeni is going to run you through the process. Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Fatuke.
Yeah, I'm not sure I will be your poster child with what I want to say, and I will also not say that I am backing him. He's not my problem. IKED is not my problem. My problem is the fact that we did a project management that was robbed from the onset. The electricity roadmap, you know the way we do our things in Nigeria, we decide to give a barber something that a shoemaker should be able to do and all that, and so we keep on wobbling and fumbling. Then at the end of the day, we did not plan well. And part of the reasons why we have not planned well, just like the oil and gas industry where I operate from, is because of corruption. Pure.
And simple.
Simple. For the customers, don't have prepaid meters, you don't do this, you don't do that, I'm afraid we'll continue to lament till tomorrow. Because, like I said, everything is robbed from the onset. May I also say that I am aware, and Mr. Ayeni should be able to confirm that there are people like us, you call them maybe rich people or whatever it is, they are not facing what we are facing because they have decided to take a realistic destiny into their hands. One, energy is not appropriately priced. It can be cheap. I am afraid people who are listening to me are going to say I am a bad man. It doesn't matter what you call me. It doesn't matter what you call me. But the truth is, if it is not appropriately priced, we'll continue. And then Mr. Ayeni, IKED, Eko Electricity, Bado Electricity, they will now be dancing and then
the Palongo dance.
Yes, and using the hand of Maradona to score goals and what have you. I will continue and continue and continue. Just like in oil and gas, the regulation that we are talking about, you see the aviation, the fuel cost has gone up, and the operators are saying if we must continue to, we have to increase price. But the price has to be value driven, and that is where I think our customers seems to be right. If the value is going to be there,
then I don't mind.
I don't mind. Because right now, the lady that says she's going to buy candle might be out going to buy a combustible thing that might take lives. So if I know that this is an appropriate pricing, I do my own, you do your own, he does his own, everybody is doing their own, including the fact, like I said, I'm not here to support you. Yes, you have your challenges. We also have our challenges. Energy theft. We are not doing the right thing. We are connecting and disconnecting and lying or not lying. I'm not saying that's the main problem. We've been turned into a monkey kill monkey business because the policy makers have not appropriately tuned and turned it. And foreign direct investment that ordinarily would have come in to at least help that sector. International Monetary Fund has been crying, has been saying we need to do it appropriately. Let's have that pain for a little while. And then we should be able to put their feet to fire. I am not saying that right now, that they don't have a fault. Pull this man, remove his shirt, remove his jacket, he will only be able to, it's true, he will only be able to give you what he has. If he hasn't gotten it, what are you going to do? So
let me take two more calls before Mr. Ayeni responds to all of this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Ujudubeka. My name is Samuel Asukwa.
Samuel Ujudubeka, let's talk.
Please, I want to complain. We don't have prepaid meter. We have registered and they don't give us. And we are only living in a bungalow. But the crazy they are giving to us.
What?
I want to tell that it's too much.
How much is the bill? In this
176,000 naira.
How many rooms in that bungalow? How many rooms? How many?
Only 4 rooms.
Okay, 4. 100 and what? 100 and what again?
176,000 naira.
For last month?
Yes, last month of January.
How many hours of power? How many hours of power did you enjoy?
We don't have enough power. And sometimes I don't even know because we don't enjoy it. There's no light at all. Yeah?
Let me take one more. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam. How are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm greeting all the gentlemen. I'm one of my father that is with you there.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Olatunji Shotayo.
Okay.
I'm living at Onepankayo District. That's Lawansi Precinct.
Okay. Lawansi.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are using the prepaid meter.
Okay.
There's up, there's down.
Okay.
We have our own downstairs. When I went to request for our own downstairs, I request for 3 upstairs.
Okay.
Meanwhile, when they want to supply it, they supply only 1 for upstairs and the remaining 2. Since last year now, they did not even bring the remaining 2 and they continue sending the bill to the something. To the meter. See now, I went to Sabon to complain. They asked me that I should go to my data and explain to her.
080.
I went to Coca to complain.
806.
They said that the marketer will stay on it.
4.
The marketer name is Turayo.
Okay. 55.
I called her several times. I sent the text message to her. All the bills they have been sending since last year, I'm forwarded it to her.
Thank you.
She told me that
Thank you very much, sir. Now, the man that said his bill is 100 and something thousand. Can you please send me a text message so I can give your number to Mr. Ayeni? Mr. Ayeni, you have a lot to respond to, so I'm just going to put everything together for you. My question to Ikeja Electric, Mr. Ayeni, why will a customer pay for prepaid meter on application in the first instance? SA Odogun send that one to you from Alagbado. Why would a customer pay, register and pay? All right, Mr. Adelabu asked me to call you, which I did some weeks ago. Good morning, Mr. Ayeni.
Yeah, good morning.
To make a complaint that I am being overbilled despite epileptic power supply to Ojokoro LSD PC housing estate. You told me you were on vacation, that I should call you back. I have called you severally and you would not pick your call. A lot of us on the estate are billed beyond any reasonable percentage. IKEDC continue to send us bills to suspended accounts. Please help us out. Omotunde sent you that one in from Ojokoro LSDPC. That's the government estate there. Right, let me take this one. My name is Olajide Ulufemi. I'm calling from Akiniju, Ipaja. We've never enjoyed light, or what we call 2 days on, 1 day off. Please do something about it because the bill is too much. Please help us. A room pays 3,000 and there is no power. Good morning. I'm Kike Lomo from Ibejuleki, Eleko inside. Is there power at all there? There's no power at all. But they are paying Ibejuleki.
That's under Echo.
Good morning. My name is Alaji Bada from Shomolu. I am a CDA vice chairman. I just want to clear the point of the issue of paying for meter before bringing the meter. They are bringing bills for uninstalled meters. Why? Mr.
Yes.
The man that told you that he wants to buy candles, his name is China Gorom from Adiyan, Agbado area. Okay, Mr. Ayeni, let's talk about meters. Yes. Give them your number and we're good to go.
Yeah, thank you all our listeners and all our viewers. I think I have to start from Mr. Akin, who said that the electricity maybe pricing is not appropriate. Actually, that is why we have what we call multi-year tariff, when we sensitize all our customers, different associations, on the increase in tariff on the multi-year tariff as at that point in time, and we'll all agree from different locations. We carry out the meeting from one location to the other. So in order for our customer to understand why they have to know why we are increasing tariff, the information is not just there today. The information has been there from time to time, and whatever tariff that is increased in the system is always in our website for people to check, for people to know the kind of tariff they are paying. Be as it may, the allocation of power that we are talking about is based on customers' tariff and band to band. We have band A, band B, band C, band D to E. Band A, we know that they are supposed to enjoy at least maybe 18 hours of power supply in a day, and band B, they are supposed to enjoy at least maybe 16 hours, band C, maybe 12 hours, band D, maybe about 8 hours, and band E, about 4 hours. So it now depends on the band where you belong to. We determine the power supply that you are going to enjoy in a day. And this is being willed to customers feeder by feeder. For those customers that are talking about meter, that they have paid for meter, yes, I have explained from the beginning that meter issue, there was a time the national mass metering was ongoing in Nigeria, across Nigeria, especially in Ikeja Electric, where Ikeja Electric was allocated with 106,000 meter out of the 1 million that
just 106 out of 1 million.
Oh yeah, that was what we were allocated with that time, and
the federal government paid for that.
The federal government paid for that.
Okay,
that was free meter. So, but initially, before that free meter, people were made to pay for meter.
Yes,
but the federal government came up with that national mass metering program, where customers were given prepaid meter
free.
So the issue is that that program was meant to be done phase by phase. So
the next
phase, we
have
completed the first phase.
Okay.
We are waiting for the second phase.
Okay.
In the process of waiting for the second phase, customers are agitating for more meters. So since the national mass metering is not forthcoming yet, it is better they allow them to pay for meter. And the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission approved that we should arrange in such a way that customer can pay for meter under MAP, that is national, that is meter asset provider.
Okay.
And that is what we are doing now. And we are not saying that customers should pay for meter by force. Willing customers
who need
meter, who want to pay for meter,
can come to Ikeja Electric.
Can come under Ikeja Electric to pay for meter under the meter asset provider. And what they need to do, those people who have not registered at all and maybe they are paying for bill, they are still having estimated bill, they should go to our website www.ikeja or map.ikejaelectric.com
map.ikejaelectric.com
and register for meter. And the KYC will be done, that is know your customer. They will visit you to determine the kind of meter
that you will need,
to give you, either single phase or double 3-phase. For those people that have registered already, either under
like this Kayode from Ikoto said 2 years ago.
Yeah, for those people that have registered either under MAP or the national mass metering, all they need to do is to go to our website www.ikejaelectric.com/map customer to update their information update. Once they submit, those are the willing customers.
What if their information is updated already?
If their information is updated already, we have collated all their names, all their data, and we are sending text message to them on how to pay and the code that they are going to use to pay. We have started that in the Ikorodu area because we know that we have shortfall in the installation of meter in Ikorodu sometimes, but we are trying to bridge the gap for other areas too. The meter asset provider, they are also trying to perfect their own arrangement.
So there is lag everywhere.
Yes.
MAP has problem.
Then the issue of power supply, I must apologize to all our customers across our network for the shortfall in power supply. But as I've said earlier, it is whatever we are getting from the national grid that we are maybe distributing equitably to all our customers. So that is why we are experiencing load shedding one way or the other. But I'm sure that things will soon improve.
You promise. We've heard you. Kayode from Ikoto said I should tell you that the solution is for the National Assembly to force you people to give all the houses in Nigeria prepaid meters, whether the house wants it or not, then collect their outstanding bill as you recharge. This should be done within 6 months. He has registered for prepaid meter for 2 years and he hasn't gotten it.
Definitely, everybody will get
this one even sent his bill, which I'm going to forward to you. They have paid 3 meters since 2020 and all efforts to get it installed. Those proven about it.
Please let me quickly make this statement. For those customers that have paid for meter and that have not gotten their meter, they should please forward their evidence of payment to customercare@ikejaelectric.com. customercare@ikejaelectric.com. And if you have any other complaint, you can even call our hot number 01-7000-250.
01-7000-250. Mr. Yeni, I'm sending you a screenshot of the man's phone so you can reach him and do the needful. We want to draw the curtain on the show for this morning. Many thanks to all of you for joining us. All right, I know that you still have so many other complaints. I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Akin Fatuke and of course to Mr. Yeni for also being here with us today.
But nobody talks about payment of bill.
Why will we talk about payment of bill when you are not giving us money now?
The light is there. We are trying all we can with the little energy we are receiving.
So you just want
the
us to...
The customer should respond to payment.
They should respond to payment.
They should respond to payment.
Mr. Yeni,
that is the only
120-something thousand naira. Are you kidding me right now?
Mr. Yeni,
yes, sir.
Customers are ready to respond.
We need to go.
Give
Our time
us
is up.
good service.
All right, we take a break. Wazobia comes up next. My name is Tomi. I'll see you tomorrow.